So, good afternoon. Today is 17th of August. So, today I want to say a few things that I want to add to the previous video. See, there are some things like this is change of character, as you said, means trading against the trend. It worked very nicely, and there was correlation. That is why it worked very nicely. I shorted in silver because it looked more perfect than gold. But see, the in gold, from that breakdown, there was a good move of if you can say it will be like 1 is to 1.5. But the same thing in silver, as the SL was big, kind of. That is why the target was not 1 to 1. Means, as per my strategy, it was not 1 to 1. But if you had adjusted the SL, then it could have been 1 to 1. So the against the trend, as you said before, that is why you took this trade. See, with the trend you didn't take, but with the against the trend you took, and thankfully it was profitable. And here is the most important and thing to watch. See, this is this chart pattern was perfect in like 1 hour time frame. So if we go to 1 hour time frame, we can see here one thing. This was at the market open. You took one quantity over here, another quantity it executed, and you went to sleep. That was kind of a mistake, but this is where I want to say something. See, if you will go to 2 hour chart, it won't show you the trap properly. But if you will combine the two candles, it will be a perfect pin bar. See, this candle and this candle, if you will combine, it is a perfect pin bar. Okay. So, okay, let's discuss about this one only first. So you could have placed a long entry here, kept a SL here, and a target over at this area, or you could have targeted this area. So silver we discussed, and by seeing silver, if you would have shorted gold that it is near the trend line, it will give the breakdown. You would have been kicked out by SL hunting. Okay, but you got saved from the SL hunting in silver because of logical SL, and also you can say good forces were with you. Otherwise it can be done. See, one like this, it was forming a higher high, it could have formed another higher high. Market is totally unpredictable, so it might have formed another uh, higher high. You kept your SL here, or it might have formed an equal high. So anything can be possible in this market. You got saved in this, then you thought of taking this trade over here, but you removed that again. You could have taken here, but again you took over here. See, here you could have done one thing, as there was a change of character. Total means permanent, this was temporary, or you can say a trap trading. So here was the permanent change of character, permanent, and a confirmed change, not permanent, a confirmed change of character. So your SL was right here, and your target was like here. So here you could have done very good thing, that when this lower high formed, you used to previously trail the SL. When there is a confirmed change of character, you used to trail the SL. So if I have trailed the SL, and the target could have been reduced to 1 to 1, and new quantities as I have added, the means the so that the adjusted risk will be same. So you can see 1 to 1 is easily done. But as you have not trailed the SL and added You have added a quantity, but you have not trailed the SL. I mean, no. You have trailed the SL also. Yes, you have trailed the SL also, and also added quantity, but you wanted to take a more big reward. That is why you missed that take profit, and immediately it formed a huge, big pin bar candle, and you have exited manually. See, this is where you exited manually and you made a profit. If you had not exited manually, now you would have been in loss. So it depends place to place where you should have exited manually or you should be holding the trade manually. So that's all for that chart pattern setup. Okay, and another chart pattern I saw this in the silver only, when my trade was in sell side. So it was in 30 minutes. So this is one touch, two touch, three touch, and you can say a breakout, creating a liquidity hunt and a breakout. So this was a very good setup, but I missed actually, and it was my fault. See the timing, it was a 1 p.m. so I was available, but I was not having the gut to take the trade because already my trade was running in this side and I thought it will fall more. So here you could have taken a buy side. And another thing I want to say, that is, see, this one worked very perfectly. The reason is only one thing. So see, if you have kept a SL over here, still your target has been achieved. See, in one go only your target has been achieved. Why your target has been achieved in this chart pattern? Because the major factor, the most major factor, that is Fibonacci. In Fibonacci, if we will see from this low to this high, it has touched the 50% retracement area of this low to high. And if we will take it from the major, see, 50%, it has touched the 50% retracement. Although there was it touched the support resistance line also. See, that is why it moved. See, the first thing is Fibonacci, one Fibonacci, and second one is like compromised, not properly. So let's take 50% only. So 50% was there. First important thing. Second important thing, there was support resistance and it has touched that area. And the most important thing why it moved is the trend. See, the major bullish trend, it was moving from means with a very power. See the selling pressure, very slow. See the buying pressure, it is going up again, lower high. So it went up by breaking a trend line. So see, another thing, here was the chart pattern, it was not there in the chart in gold. So the main confluences were 50% support resistance there was touch, and another thing is the trend was very strong. That is why it worked very perfectly. See, in the selling side, it was so how much time it took? It took 1 day 7 hour, 7 hour and 30 minutes. 1 day 7 hour and 30 minutes. But if uh, we are going with the trend, then within 6 hour and 30 minutes, almost same move has been captured. So this is the good thing about going with the trend. As we have gone with the trend, the market has pushed the price up. That is why it fulfilled. So that was all about these two chart pattern. And another chart pattern was there. This is about, we can say, that one, what is that? Trap trading. So in trap trading, this is my third observation, that you can this is head and shoulder. So if you will see, this is left shoulder, this is head, and this is a right shoulder. So this is a perfect head and shoulder, and with a support resistance area. So here one mistake was done by me, was this pin bar candle. So this pin bar candle, it took the liquidity, one liquidity, two liquidity, two major liquidity, and an almost equal low. So many buyers are kicked out, cheap buyers are kicked out, and also it trapped the new sellers. So I thought it will go up, but in uh, head and shoulder trap, you can see it didn't work. One touch, two touch, and it grabbed the essence. It might have went up, but it didn't. This is my second trade, or not second, third or fourth time. No, I have seen this 4 times, but 3 times it didn't work. Only one time it worked, and that time also it didn't touch this take profit. It just went up. Oh, no, no, no. It took the liquidity. It went up. Yes, it went up. So in head and shoulder, stop trap trading. That is the only one thing I want to say. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many candles will be formed after this many red? Is it possible? No. This needs some retracement. So you have to be logical, but it did not. I just exited here. I exited here with a $100 profit. I could have, here it was showing like a $190 profit, and I just exited with $120 profit. If I had held that trade, my target was 300. At this area, my target was there, it was 300. With risking 125. 125 was the risk, and the target was 300. So it was more than 1:2. 125, it will be like 250. 250 would have been here, but I could have made 300. But because I was seeing the chart, see, two things. uh, one most important thing I want to say, see, if you are watching the chart, you will just exit because of forming of another one candle, another candle, another candle. So if you don't watch, then also you might have lost. See, you watched here, that is why you made a profit. If you didn't watch, then you might have, see here, if you didn't watch, you might have made $300. Here, if you might have not watched, then you might have lost or exited at a break even. So you have to be, the most important thing is you have to be logical. Being logical is the most important thing. So I discussed about the trap trading in head and shoulder. So in a head and shoulder, avoid the trap trading setup. Okay, so let's go there and show you if it is visible. Was it here? This one only I was telling. See, a head and shoulder, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. A means here my sell was activated. I exited over here. My SL was at the right shoulder top, and see, my target was at this area. So it has trapped, means trap the trappers. Here double trap, trapped. First it went down, trapped the sellers. Then those who are doing advanced trading, it trapped them, and it went Two? It trapped the trappers and it went down to the target of the general setup. So this then I was saying 4, right? It was not 4, it was 3. Out of 3, 2 times it worked perfectly how it is supposed to work. Only one time maybe it has not worked. So that's all for the head and shoulder pattern trap. And now let's move to that new strategy, that fib based strategy. So in that strategy I want to say here, see, this is, you can say, post general setup, right? You saw this and you didn't place the trade because you wanted this penetration of this area, because it was very much likely because of the imbalance, or you can say the close of the candles. In 2 hour you can see it very perfectly. So see, you cannot see here. So let's go to 15 minute. So you wanted to trade but you didn't, and it was a very good thing, and you took the trade immediately in what, in least favorable account, and it kept a, it was a logical kind of sell about keeping at the candle high or low, but luck was not there. So it just trapped me and then it started to go. But the very good thing was, I was very confident about this setup. That is why I took another entry. And see, I was seeing that thing in 2 hours. So let's go to in 30 minute. In 30 minute we can see, or in, I think I have seen in 45 minute. So changing the time frame during that setup is very important. If in any time frame, if you are seeing a good setup, you can go with that time frame. So yes, here you can see it tapped into that area, my favorable area, and it started to form a this is a very beautiful and very powerful doji candle. So when the doji was like this at this area, I shorted it here, and my risk to reward was wrong. And see, I kept my SL, I think, here only I have kept the SL, and my target was like at this area, so which was not wrong totally. See, another thing I will say about this. So what I did was very right, execution was very perfect, and that cheap SL in this setup also, there are two type of SL. There is a cheap SL and there is a premium SL. So for cheap SL, if it is a logical zone, then the cheap SL is very likely to work. And then at that area, you need to follow some rules like late entry. Late entry means what? After a very good confirmation. See, at that area, there was doji candle, but a green doji. You are taking a reversal trade of sell side, and you are seeing a green doji, means it is not, the setup is not mature. If it was a red doji, then it was mature. So that was for cheap SL, but this is a logical SL. Mm, this is a logical SL, and what I mean by that, see, this is a 38% zone, right? And also from this 2 hour chart. So in 2 hour chart, my SL was like from here to this area. So it has touched the 50% zone and my SL was at a logical area. So in that Saket FX, what he did was reduce the SL so that he can make a 1:2. But he also won, I also won. I also win at that area, but I was not satisfied, and as it was a multi zone area, I would have won more, but because of this candle I was very fearful and exited. That was my mistake. Otherwise it was not a very big mistake. So it's part of game. You kept a very logical area. Your SL placement was very good, much better than him, because in this SL only, here only your SL was gone, but here a big SL means big, you have higher chance of winning, but the quantity of winning is less. That is the difference only. See, here you won. Here I think he have taken the trade. He is not showing us. Here he have taken the trade, but he is not showing us. And as I have taken 1:1.5 at this area, that is why I made money. And I was targeting 1:2. It came down. It did not take the SLs. It immediately went up. So sometimes it will be good, sometimes it will be bad. It is just the part of game. You should be surviving with the part of game. That's all. And any other thing I want to say? Here is a one very important lesson you should keep in mind and keep in note. See, here I want to say one thing. 0.01 total quantity was 0.07. See, 0.07. I exited 0.01 at this area because I was afraid and not comfortable. But as for the risk to reward, you should be holding the trade, right? You should not exit in the middle of the trade. And here, why you are afraid? Because of only one thing, your mistake. That is keeping a very big target. Your target was like at this area. See, this was the very thing which led me to make a no payout in last 4.5 months. This was the most important thing and the most absurd thing. I was risking $100 in some trade. I was targeting $300 in some trade. I was targeting $100. Not playing with the risk to reward. A fixed risk to reward is much more promising and much more rewarding than anything else on this trading industry. See, my target was 2.44. Am I comfortable holding to that area? No, I will immediately exit. I used to, and I am doing still same thing. I used to see that much money, means the comfortable money, that is 1 to 1 or 1 to 5. I used to see that. Then when the trade reverses, I immediately exited. Like here, if you had kept it reached means uh, target of 1 to 5, 1 to 1.5, you would have money, a big money. Let's take 125. You have taken a risk. 125, you have taken a risk into 1.5. So this is a logical trade. $185, you 187 you could have made. Okay, but as you have kept a bigger target, but it was showing a reversal, your fear entered. The fear means if you can control the fear, it is good, but you are not great. You are very weak with controlling the fear. That is why you made a loss. And in that trade, yeah, I could have made $187. Instead of that, I just made like $110. That is how I was losing. which I was supposed to win, that amount I was not winning. See, if I would have held the trade, I would have won, but the fear is capturing me, and I am getting numb, and I am exiting. In logical sense, you could see a very big red. So there means what it means. It means a reversal will come. You need to hold that. But that fear arised, and you became fearful and exited the trade at 1 to 1. That is where you made the stupidest mistake. Previously also I made these stupid mistakes. That is why I was not winning. So conclusion, in this conclusion is only one thing: follow a proper risk to reward. Why Saket FX is very perfect than you? Does he have more experience than you? No. Does he have more experience in the particular setup? Yes. And does he have a proper risk to reward? Yes. Sometimes, like in one video, he's shown that he captured very big moment, but you can also capture that very big moment. When you can capture that very big moment only when you have abundant money. When you don't have money, you cannot capture that big move. You will be able to capture. See, here it formed, right? So when I will have abundant money, so I will be keeping a SL over here, say 3 quantity and 1:1. So at this area I will be booking. So I have taken an early entry. I could have booked like 7 quantity are there. I could have booked like 3 quantity, and 4 quantities are left with me. I trailed the SL to at this logical area, made a like $50. $50. I booked $50, more than $50. Let's take $50 only. I booked $50. Okay, 50 into 1.5, it will be like 75. So 75 I have booked. And if the trade did not go with my strategy and I made a loss, then in this trade I would have just lost like $20. So net net profit from that trade would have been 75 minus 20, that is $55. But but if the trade worked very nicely, then I might have won. 125 was the risk, divided by 7. So 4 quantity I was holding. So 4 quantity I was holding. So this is how much risk per trade. And I own, let's take this one only. So it was like 63 into 4. Okay, 252 plus how much? Plus 26, 252. Let's take in mind 250. Okay, so profit is 26.4 into 3 plus 252. So 331.1 divided by 125. So 2.64. Almost, you can say, if I have hold the whole trade, then I could have made like 3.5 3.6 R. So you can hold that trade when you have an abundant money. That is only the time you can hold. And you could have won more, like you have reached here something. So you are supposed to lose how much? In this trade you are supposed to lose like 125. For example, I'm taking. So out of that 125, 25 points you have reduced, and you could have added one more 25. Okay, this is 37. Okay, let's suppose we are taking another, so it will be okay, let's make 7 quantities only. I am holding 3.5. I could have captured that in future. Now at this present time it is not possible for you to hold. In future also it might be not possible to hold, because it is money, right? No one wants to lose the money from their pocket. So this is unclaimed money. Even though it is unclaimed money, we humans are very poor in capturing big risk to reward. That is the most important thing you should be keeping in mind. That's all. That trading is very easy. You should be practical, not 1 is to 2. Like if you are trading 1 is to 2, then you should be trading in all setup 1 is to 2. If you are trading 1 is to 1.5, then you should be trading 1 is to 1.5 in all the setups. That's all. That's all. Simple as that. So best of luck. Let's see in this week if we are making any profit or not. So in same logic, I sold at this area and I made a loss even after doing a swing trade. It's part of game. Only thing I could have done was my SL was up here. I could have trailed the SL to this area. Only that could have saved a few bucks. That's all. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Today I don't think there will be any setup. This one will be, see why there is no setup, because it is at an important zone at 50%. See, at it was important support resistance here, so it is moving at this area, so it is trapping the sellers. Okay, bye bye. I wanted to say another thing about that head and shoulder trap. See, why that head and shoulder trap didn't work is another logic you can be saying. Only for this setup you can say, another setup you cannot say. That is why you should leave that one. For head and shoulder you should not go again, means trap trading. In head and shoulder you should not do trap trading, huh? But you can do another thing. In head and shoulder you can do another thing. This is a previous logic. See, this is not a perfect area, means this area. So let's take this. So this like this, it from the head and shoulder, right? So when it will give a breakout of this area, then it might have went up. Another, you remember, yeah, recall one setup in gold. It was forming. I had that setup I have print out. So in that setup it gave a breakout, formed a equal high, trapped the buyers, then it fell. So sometimes it might, sometimes it might not. So just the probability. It's just the probability, nothing else can be done. It is better to avoid that trap trading for head and shoulder. See, now I am saying that trap trading should be avoided in head and shoulder, but in next setup only there might be a trap trading of the head and shoulder, and it might have worked. So is there any possible chance to avoid that? You can say there is on another possible chance. See, trading is just like the chess. One branch gives out to two branches, two branches gives out to four branches, like that. And if it crosses one another, then another thing happens. So it is just a game of probability. Only thing you can have for like this type of setup, you are risking 1%. For head and shoulder, only one thing you can do is there is 50-50 chance. For this kind of setup there is like 100 per not 100, I will say 90% chance that if a trap trading occurs here, then it will work 90% of the time, the trap setup I am saying. But in head and shoulder it is like 50-50 or 25-75. Means 25-75 means what? 25% it might work, 75% it might not work. So here only one thing is you can do, that you are holding the cell, means in head and shoulder like this. So in this you can say, you have shorted, right? You should be holding the short position first. First short position done, and first short position done, holding that that one is 1% risk, the trap trading. And in another account, here you are risking 0.5% and just targeting this. That's all. That's all you can do. Otherwise there is nothing you can do. I thought this one it came here. Okay, that's all for this, and best of luck. Thank you. Bye bye. See, that same thing here also. Here I missed, right? It touched that area, 1 to 1.5. I could have exited. If I am holding the trade, then there might be a chance to make 1 to 5. The probability of winning this trade is very low. That is 1.1 is to 1.5 is great. But to capture this, you can do one thing in like live broker account. In live broker account, you can hold by trading like that, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, 1 to 5, or you can use the that is what, super trend, to hold the trade for longer duration. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Bye bye.